like to introduce the starting lineup for Altitude FC. Number 30, Sophia Piperni. Number 2, Sophia Nichols. Number 6, Eva Rodriguez. Number 11, Aurora Hughes-Foyette. Number 12, Amelia Russo. Number 50, Avery Tuller. Number 70, Maya Smith. Number 18, Selena Allen. Number 19, Maya Morel. Number 32, Sophie Hill. Number 37, Julia Balchin. Head coach, Andrew Heath. And now we would like to introduce the starting lineup for your Burnaby FC. Number 22, Amelia Zhu. Number 2, Sheila Rasool. Number 3, Maya Rogers. Number 9, Kira Scott. Number 12, Haley Bazil. Number 16, Shania Dinsta. Number 17, Holly Ward. Number 18, Captain Olivia Shepherd. Number 20, Daniela Lopez. Number 25, Molly Ward. Number 27, Kiana Chesko. Head coach, Lee Dragoni. Today's matches will be officiated by Sydney Berridge, assisted by Garrett Coombs, Lee Abrero, Benjamin Ritson. At this time, we ask you to please rise if you are able, and please remove your caps for the playing of the Canadian National Anthem.
Good afternoon and welcome to a sunny Burnaby Lake in Burnaby, British Columbia. It's League 1 BC game of the week action, and we've got a double header in store for you this afternoon in the men's and the women's division. Two matches with huge playoff implications for all the teams involved in this, fighting for post-season positioning as they make their late pushes to the playoff. I'm your match commentator, Michael McCall, and I'll have the call for you all afternoon. We'll get straight in to the starting lineups for Altitude FC, led by head coach Andrew Peat. In goal, number 30, Sophia Piperni. Number 2, Sophia Nichols. Number 6, Eva Rodriguez. Number 11, Aurora Hughes-Goyette. Number 12, Amelia Russo. Number 15, Avery Tulloch. Number 17, Maya Smith. Number 18, Selena Ali. Number 19, Maya Morel. Number 32, Sophie Hill. And number 37, Julia Balchin. For Burnaby FC, led by head coach Jonas Worth. In goal, number 22, Camelia Zhu. Number 2, Sheila Rasul. Number 3, Maya Rogers. Number 9, Kira Scott. Number 12, Hayley Bazile. Number 16, Shania Dinza. Number 17, Holly Ward. Number 18, Olivia Shepherd. Number 20, Dariela Lopez. Number 25, Molly Quarry. And number 27 is Kiena Chesko. The officials for this one, referee in the middle is Sydney Berridge. First assistant referee is Garrett Coombs. Second assistant referee Liam Abrio. And the fourth official for this one is Benjamin Ritson. It's a warm one here at Burnaby Lake. A big difference between the meeting between these two teams on June 2nd at Kinsman Field in North Vancouver. Very rainy conditions that saw the women's game just finish and the men's one between these two sides unable to go ahead. Burnaby came away with a 3-1 victory that afternoon, and it was a very strong, solid performance by the Burnaby side. Burnaby coming into this sitting third in the League 1BC standings, but on the back of 2 straight defeats. They've only had 3 losses on the season to go with their 5 wins and 1 draw. They are currently sitting on 16 points. They want to get into second place in the standings so they can host a playoff game in their inaugural season. And they're taking on Altitude, who have a fight of their own on their hands. They are sitting 5th in the League 1BC standings. 2 wins, 4 draws and 4 losses gives them 10 points. They dropped down to 5th on the tiebreaker after TSS's big 1-0 win over Rivers last night. A win for Altitude this afternoon. Even a point would put them back into the top 4, but the problem they have is they only have 2 games left, including this one, and their last game comes up next weekend against TSS. 2 wins for Altitude in their final 2 matches would see them sitting very nicely and really piling the pressure on TSS Rovers. And it's Altitude that's going to get the action underway here in their all black jerseys with the white numbers, shooting from right to left. The home side, Burnaby, they're shooting from left to right, Altitude, as they get the action underway. Burnaby in their white jerseys with the gold numbers and the gold shorts are shooting from right to left. And it's Burnaby on the action right away as the ball gets played up. Some key players missing for both teams this afternoon, but a very strong Burnaby lineup out there. Altitude missing their top scorer, Jade Mitchell, who's got 5 goals and an assist on the season, is serving a 3-match suspension though after being sent off in the BCSPL in the Premier Cup final for Langley last weekend, and that is going to be a big blow for Altitude as they head into the postseason, looking to try and make their first postseason berth in either the men or the women's side, and both teams have a good chance of making it just now. Ali lets that one run out, and it's going to bring up a throw in just inside the Altitude half. Just gets away from Hughes Goyette there. Despite the 3-1 scoreline in the previous match, it was quite an even contest between the two teams. And I'm expecting a very closely fought encounter this afternoon. Burnaby facing their first real adversity. Lee Tregonning is in the dugout in charge of the team this afternoon, not Jonas Worth. Holly Ward now gets the ball out on the left wing. She has been so important for this Burnaby side since she joined a couple of matches ago. Chesko whips that one in, it just runs away, and it's going to be out and behind, and bringing up a goal kick for Altitude here. Altitude's goalkeeper is Sophia Piperni, the 16-year-old who plays for Coquitlam Metroford in BC SPL. Making her second start of the season for Altitude. Six different players have found the back of the net for the North Shore side. As I mentioned, Jade Mitchell leading the way on 5 goals. Aurora Hughes-Goyette and Avery Tulloch have 3 apiece, with Hughes-Goyette and Lauren Gray leading the team with 2 assists so far this season. Ali now just plays that one inside to Sophie Hill, and she tries to send that up the left wing. It's just going to be picked off by Burnaby, but it's going to give Altitude another throw in just inside the Burnaby half. And it's Nichols over to take it. Sends up to Morel, who tries to turn away from her marker, brought down in the process, and that's going to bring a free kick up and a dangerous opportunity here for Altitude in the very early going, and they'll send their big bodies up into the box to try and get on to the end of this one. Avery Tulloch standing over the free kick. Maya Morel moving well at the back of the box is lofted in by Tulloch. There is a bit of a wind which Altitude are currently playing into in this half. It's going to be a much needed wind though, considering the conditions, as Ali pokes it forward. A chance to go for a shot at the near post, and Julia Balkan with the first shot of the afternoon, making her debut for Altitude. 17-year-old. We'll talk a little bit more about her as the game goes on, as the other number 17, Ward, sends a cross in, easily dealt with there by Piperny. Hill looking for some movement, plays it forward to Morel, but the pressing play forcing that one back from Maya Rogers. And Altitude will build out slowly once again from the back. Ali has it, looking for the long ball forward. That's a nice ball through the middle of 2 defenders. It's going to give something at least for Smith to try and chase down, but runs through to Zhu in the Burnaby goal. Camelia Zhu seems to have taken over the number 1 spot in between the sticks for Burnaby in the last few weeks. Not a good kick out there. It's brought down by Smith. Little touch forward for Tulloch, and just taken off her foot before she can get the cross in from Shepherd. Quickly on with it though, Altitude. Tulloch plays it back to Smith. Smith cuts inside. Morel battling away with it. Nice touch out from Ali. Here's Tulloch. Dangerous ball into the near post. It's bouncing about in the box, and that's going to be kept in by Tulloch. Sends it back into the box again. Not a great clearance by Burnaby, but falls favourable to them, and they get a chance to bring it out. And offside up quickly there on Dariela Lopez. Lopez, a 17-year-old who's had time training with the El Salvador under-20 national team, so bringing some good experience to this team despite her young 17 years old. She's a commitment to SFU for the upcoming NCAA season. And of course, if you haven't watched many or any Burnaby games so far, this Burnaby side, a big bulk of them are SFU Red Leafs players. There's a chance for Carlo Basso to keep his group together over the summer as they look to build on what was their first ever GNAC championship that they claimed in the fall. For Burnaby, 7 different players have managed to get on the scoreboard for them, and 1 own goal they've had as well. Reagan McKenzie is the big team leader for them with 4 goals and 2 assists. Isabella Mussolini with 3 goals, and neither of those two in the lineup this afternoon for Lee Tregoning's side. A chance here, streaking through is Dinza. Quickly off her line is Piperni. Dinza goes round it, goes for goal and nestles it into the far corner. A great opening goal there for Burnaby in the 8th minute. Shania Dinza running onto the through ball. Piperni did what she could to try and come out and put her off. Dinza just knocks it past her and tucks it away into the far corner. And the home side have the 1-0 lead 8 minutes in at Burnaby Lake. It's going to be a battle now for Altitude to try and get themselves back into this game. Third goal of the season now for Shania Dinza.
Number 60, Shania Dinza.
Altitude enjoyed more of the ball without really threatening Jou's goal too much. And here goes Burnaby again. Ward streaking forward. She needs to get some other numbers up, and that's a heavy challenge from behind, just on the edge of the box there. Now, first booking of the afternoon as well for Hughes Goyette, and I'm sure she won't mind too much taking that yellow card, and she had to time that perfectly. One extra step there from Holly Ward, and that was going to be a penalty for the home side, and a chance for them to go up early by 2 goals. Instead, they're going to have to settle now for a free kick. In a very dangerous position right on the edge of the box. And Kiana Chesko over to take this one. Steps away from it now though. It got a shout from the bench there, and Chesko steps off, and it's a chance here for Dariela Lopez. 3-woman wall getting lined up here by Piperni. Gaping left top corner. If Lopez can get it over to there instead, she goes for the other side, just gets too much on it, and that is high and over. Hughes Goyette is going to now have to watch herself for the remaining 81 minutes of this one. She is a tough tackling forward, so she will still be full-blooded into the tackles there, but that early yellow card, as I say, she had to give that away. She was tracking back, and we know how dangerous Holly Ward is. Canadian under-20 international. 1 goal and 3 assists for Ward so far in her first season with Burnaby. Her 3rd season, Holly Ward, in League One, playing with Varsity in 2022 and not Somot back last year, as Russo plays that back to her keeper. Piperni had to do good footwork there to get that out. Burnaby though keeping the pressure on. They've been buoyed by that goal for sure. It's a nice through ball here. Lopez threaded that through to Ward, who just couldn't get it out the turf. Burnaby keep it alive. Rogers now switches it over to the far side. Bazile plays that up the wing, looking to try and play in. Sheila Rasul just runs away from her on this slick turf. This is one of the best artificial surfaces that you'll see in League 1BC here at Field 5 at Burnaby Lake. Spoken about it before in the game that we did here back at the start of June, but it's very nice, very spongy. The problem that you kind of have with it is that some unknown bounces every now and again, but it does feel like grass when you're out in it. TSS have been training here, I've been on the pitch a couple of times as well, and really is a good surface for playing football on a very warm afternoon here at Burnaby Lake. Nichols tries to play that up the wing, looking to play in Julia Balkan. Balkan, as I mentioned, making her debut this afternoon for Altitude. "16-year-old, not quite 17 yet. I've aged her a little bit there. The right winger who plays our youth football with Quitland Metro Forwards 2007 girls team. Has been a prolific scorer for her high school, Handsworth Royals, where she also was a banner winner on their cross-country side back in December. So a multi-sport athlete, Julia Balkin, with a lot of pace as well. That's something that Burnaby will have to watch on that left side. That free kick takes a touch by Dinza, but flag up very quickly on the far side there, and referee Berridge blows for the free kick. Every time the wind picks up, which you might just hear in and around the mic, it's very pleasant down at pitch side here. Ali, long ball forward for Morel to try and chase down. Just ushered back there by Molly Quarry. Due quickly off her line to collect the ball, and Burnaby will build this one out from the back. Quarry sends it out to the right hand side. A lot of Burnaby's success in recent matches has come up this left side, and that diagonal ball looking to try and play in ward, but that was very well read by Smith, and a nice little 1-2 with Hughes Goyette. Smith takes a touch on it, tries to track back, but that was good defensive play there from Kira Scott. And Burnaby will just send it up, and there's a foot race here, and Russo was looking at Holly Ward, did not see Lopez coming at full pace there, but a little push in the back from Lopez is going to bring up a free kick to the visitors. It's going to be a handful for Amelia Russo out on this side of the pitch, because we know what a handful Holly Ward is, and Lopez is showing how quick she is as well, as she tracked that one back with some speed. Hill forced to turn away under some good pressure there from Dinza. Keeps hold of the ball though, plays up to Tulloch. It goes up the wing looking for Balkin, it gets away. This gives a chance now for Balkin to get on the ball. Ali and I will play that back out to Avery Tulloch, who's moved to the left side, but strayed offside there, and the flag up again very quickly on the near side here. Burnaby just slowing things down just now, not in any huge rush to get on with it. They've got that early breakthrough. Altitude are really enjoying most of the possession, but they've really failed to have any penetration in the final third. They haven't tested Camelia Zhu. He's had a couple of up and down games off late between the sticks for Burnaby. If Altitude fail to get anything from the match today, it's not a mathematical end of their playoff hopes, but it's going to be very... They're going to need a lot of results to go their way, basically, to get in to their first post-season. Of course, they can really help themselves next Sunday at Kinsman Field if they can get a win against TSS. As Hughes Goyette chips that into the box. No Altitude player though making the run, and that will easily just run through to Zhu. Burnaby can hold on here. They'll go back into second spot in the League One standings. 2 points ahead of Unity, who occupy that spot just now. Both teams will have 2 games left to play after this one. Rasul threads it up to Lopez, tries to get the cross in, it's blocked by Russo. cleared by Altitude as far as Chesko, and she fires a dipper in from distance. It had the power, just didn't have the accuracy, and it's just high and over Piperni's bar. Rodriguez now, the Altitude captain, looking for some movement upfield, but Burnaby have done very well so far at not allowing any space in any of the channels. Altitude's having to build this out slowly from the back, and they don't want to force anything. There's still a lot of this game to go. They have very much been a team that enjoys getting their second half goals. As Rodriguez sends it up again, the only person there is a Burnaby player. Chipped forward, cut out by Ali. Ali's had a good start to this one. She's been all over the pitch doing a lot of hard work for Altitude. Ward now gets it on the left wing again. Closed down by Hughes Goyette. Burnaby will try and recycle it now up the other wing. Chesko brings that one down well. Kiana Chesko still battling away in the middle. It's one back by Tulloch though. Now here's a chance maybe for Altitude to get something going. Hughes Goyette spins away, gives it back to Tulloch. Tried to send it up for Morel, but once again, very well read by Olivia Shepherd. Loose one though, picked up by Balkan. Goes for a long range one. That would have been a dramatic debut for this 16-year-old with a 25-yard effort. Can't keep that one down though, and that's just going to go high and over the bar. Didn't get an indication as to whether there was going to be any water breaks this afternoon. Temperature is about 21, feeling around 25, 26. As I said, the wind down at pitch level will make it a little bit more pleasant for both these teams, but it's still very warm out there. We are down at pitch side with our broadcasting position today. Remember, if you want to get in touch with us during the broadcast, you can do so via X at AFTN Canada, or if that is not your thing, you can get in touch, aftncanada at hotmail.com, if you want to chat about this game, the League 1BC season, the playoffs to come, what you're looking forward to. We always like to make these broadcasts as interactive as possible. No YouTube chat anymore, so AFTN Canada on Twitter or aftncanada at hotmail.com, the best way to get in touch with me during the match. As we move past the 20-minute mark here at Burnaby Lake. An 8th minute goal, the difference between the two teams just now. Shania Dinza with her 3rd of the season. And Burnaby pushing again there. Ward causing a lot of problems up the left wing. And Russo had to stand tall to get the challenge in there. Corner for Burnaby. Good delivery to the edge of the 6-yard box, and it's met well there by a flying Dinza, and she just can't keep her head down. And Altitude will breathe a sigh of relief as that one goes over. Nice delivery in there from Maya Rogers on the corner kick. The 21-year-old Canadian international at U15 and U17 level, Maya Rogers. We've seen her in League 1BC for the last 2 seasons with TSS Rovers, making the switch though to Burnaby for this season. Morel, good ball out to Smith. She's got a couple of options. She's got Hughes Goyette out to her right, going herself though, Maya Smith. Plays it inside now there for Hughes Goyette, and that's a crunching challenge that had to be well timed by Shepherd, and she did that perfectly. Gets the ball, puts that out for an altitude corner, and that's what Olivia Shepherd brings to this team. The 26-year-old, one of the more experienced players on this Burnaby side, has played pro over in Iceland a couple of years ago. But Tulloch now has a chance to send this corner, and it's a good delivery, but Tulloch, it's not held on to by Zhu. Loose ball picked up by Morel at the edge of the box. It's going to come back out now to Tulloch. Rodriguez gets lots of room. They send the dipping effort into the far post, and I thought that one was going in. That was a lovely chance there from Eva Rodriguez. Did everything right there, just couldn't direct it into the far corner. Zhu was beaten, but the ball just runs past the far post, and Burnaby still hold on to their 1-0 lead as we move past the midway point of the first half. Giveaway there, pounced on Nichols, tried to play that up the left wing for Tulloch, but that's just going to run away from Avery Tulloch. 21-year-old midfielder who spent some time with U of V Cascades in 2021 before transferring to the Red Leafs in 2022. Her third season in League One, Avery Tulloch. Ward skips away, makes space, comes in. That's easily handled though by Piperny. Cross from Ward, far too close to the keeper, as Dinza and Lopez were waiting to pounce on any mistake from the young altitude goalkeeper, but she rolls it out, and Ali will get a chance to bring this out now. Maya Smith in a good room out here up the right wing. It's Balkan that's playing that forward now for Nichols. Can she keep it in? Yes, she can. Sends a dangerous ball into the box. It's bouncing about and over once again. With a big clearance is Olivia Shepherd. So that's Kira Scott that time with the clearance. Morel, it's a nice little nutmeg to keep this one alive. Chips it in and takes a touch off the Burnaby player. And it's going to be out for another altitude corner, this time on the far side. And Tulloch will be over to take this one once again. Tulloch over to take this. Everyone back except Ward for Burnaby to defend this corner. Interesting one just over the head of Rodriguez. Loose ball falls to Hughes Goyette. Morel now. Can she get that one out the turf? So many Burnaby bodies ahead of her. Hughes Goyette now with a shot, flashes in, and Zhu holds on to this one and quickly gets this one out, and a chance here for Rogers to get this one forward. Burnaby breaking in numbers. Touch inside to Cesco. It's a long ball chipped forward here. That's a chance here for Lopez to try and chase it down, but Piperny quickly off her line to deal with the danger. Altitude getting closer and closer to finding the breakthrough. Burnaby though, very solid defensive team. They have given up a few goals off late. As I said, coming into this one on the end of back-to-back defeats, losing heavily to Unity in our last featured match, or one of our last featured matches. Then going over to the island last weekend and going down to a narrow defeat at the hands of Harbourside. They have the advantage here though, and they are pushing for more. Free kick sent high to the edge of the box. Falls nicely for Dinsa. She turns away. She's in on goal, and it's off the post. The follow-up though is tucked away, and we've got a 2-goal lead here. Sheila Rasool pounces on the rebound off the post after Dinsa did so well to turn herself clear, and I really thought Dinsa was going to bury that. Crashes off the left post and falls nicely into the path of Sheila Rasool, and she's not going to miss from there. And Rasool takes her tally now for the season to 3.
Burnaby FC goal scored in the 28th minute. Number 2, Sophia Nichols.
Ignore the announcement if you heard it there. It's the wrong number 2 that was announced. Sophia Nichols is the altitude player. It's Sheila Rasool did get the goal there. And that's tough on Altitude, who have been working hard since going behind in the 8th minute. And you feel it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle for them now. But they have very much been a stronger second half team. Burnaby, though, are very good at keeping hold of the ball. Scott now, pressurised by Hughes Goyette, who lunges in to win the ball. Burnaby keeping it alive. Rasool up the wing to Dinsa, who can't keep that one in and just runs away from her in the end. Shania Dinsa proving a real handful just now for the home side. Next goal in this encounter is going to be absolutely crucial, and it has to go the way of Altitude. Their playoff hopes hanging in the balance. One game for them to come next weekend after this, as I mentioned, against TSS. Headed into this one level in points for TSS, so not done and dusted with a defeat today. Could still come down to goal difference for that 4th and final spot, and can't help but think back to that 10-2 demolition that Altitude had at the hands of the Whitecaps a few weeks ago. That said, though, TSS had gone down to a 7-0 defeat to them, but here come Altitude. Morel tries to turn away, but the ball just gets away from her. Altitude keeping it alive though. Nichols high into the box. Headed clear before Hughes Goyette can get on the edge of that, and the decision for the foul goes against Aurora Hughes Goyette. Into the last 15 minutes now of the first half here at Burnaby Lake. Hope you are enjoying the action wherever you are watching this one on L1BC's YouTube channel, whether you're watching live or on demand. Thank you for supporting L1BC. And L1BC would like to acknowledge the following league partners: CIBC, the lead partner for Canada Soccer, Canadian Premier League and League One. As Rasool sent us that, oh, and you would have put your money on that one being tucked away there by Rogers. Rogers sends that in now. It was Lopez that had that chance in front of goal. So L1BC would also like to acknowledge the other league partners, which are Gatorade, Rehydrate, Replenish, Refuel, the Cruyff Institute, educating athletes, sport and business professionals to become leaders in sport management, Derby Star, the official ball of the Canadian Premier League and preferred match ball for League One, Macron, work hard, play harder, Vibrant Performance, Canada's most trusted brand for automotive race parts and accessories. So another long ball comes forward to Dinsa. She pokes this forward here towards. She's going to go for goal. Went for the far corner, but Sophia Piperni more than a match for that one. L1BC would also like to thank the Canadian Premier League, L1 Soccer and BC Soccer, encouraging us all to play, inspire and unite. Altitude haven't let their heads dip since that second goal, but it's another long ball forward for Dinza to streak through in on goal. Good challenge there by Russo. Nice shoulder to shoulder. For me, referee thinks otherwise though and points to the spot. I felt that was a 50-50 shoulder to shoulder challenge there from Russo on Dinza. Sydney Berridge looked over at the assistant referee before pointing to the spot, and it's going to be a yellow card out for Russo as Dinza picks herself up, and a chance now to put Altitude 3 goals to the Burnaby 3 goals to the good. Dinza just having to wait while the referee gets everything lined up the way that she wants it. Dinza against Paperny. Dinza steps up, strikes it, and it nestles into the left corner. A second of the afternoon for Shania Dinza, and it's Burnaby 3, Altitude 0. And it's a real tough one for Altitude, who are having a little team meeting in the penalty box there to see how they're going to come back from this one. 34 minutes gone though. And it's the home side in Dreamland, Shania Dinza, with her 4th of the season and her 2nd of the afternoon. And we'll see what Altitude have for that one. I definitely will watch that penalty back. I feel that was a 50-50, at least back in my day. Those were the 50-50 challenges, but didn't seem to be too many complaints for Altitude at the decision. And here go Burnaby again. Ward skips to the outside, gets into the box. Good recovery play there by Smith. The loose ball comes through to Dinza on a hat-trick. Flashes at that. Can get cleared there by Altitude, and Chesko tried to bring that in this time, and Altitude foot does get on it and sends it up the field. And it's broken up quickly though by Burnaby. He'll get a chance once again to launch something going. Russo up the wing for Dinza to run onto Russo, looking over her shoulder there for any run. This time though, the ball too much on that. It's going to run through to Paperny. Paperny hasn't really done anything wrong this afternoon. Only had to pick the ball out the net 3 times, and that's pretty much been it. Everything else has been pedestrian for her. Didn't really have a chance on any of the goals. Morel battling away, wins her side. A free kick on the far side, midway in the Burnaby half. Into the last 9 minutes here at Burnaby Lake. And the flag up very quickly on the near side here on Maya Morel. That's going to break up another chance for Altitude to get something going. They really need to try and get on the score sheet before half time here. Make a much different team talk for Andrew Pete and Charlotte Ring. Russo plays this out to Nichols. Closed down quickly though by Dinza. Hill just sending that up, looking for Balkan to try and get onto it, but that's going to run away from the young winger and out for a Burnaby throw-in. Rasul, who's played a deeper role today than we've seen from her in previous games. Such a dangerous attacker, Sheila Rasul. As is Holly Ward, who's having a fun time out here in the left wing. Keeps hold of the ball, touched away from her from the tackle from Smith. Referee looked like she was going to point for a goal kick initially, but the far side assistant referee indicating it was a corner. And Burnaby will get another chance and another set piece opportunity here to add to their tally before half time. Free kick to the back of the box, on to the head there of Lopez. And that's just high and over. As we get our first substitution of the afternoon. Making way is number 32, Sophie Hill. Coming on as number 33, 22-year-old centre-back, Ava Temple. Bit of a defensive reorganisation here for Altitude. Temple, who's been playing her college football at Providence College in Manitoba, was a NCCAA Division 2 champion back in 2022. If you're wondering the difference between NCAA and NCCAA, the extra C is because Providence College is a Christian college out in Manitoba. Temple's had a very good career there. Her 2023 season saw her score 3 goals and add an assist as a centre-back, so she's going to be dangerous for Altitude at set-piece opportunities if they can get it and keep hold of the ball. As through ball here, it's going to run through to Ward, who's closing in, but Temple with the fresh legs on, ushering that one back to Paperny, and now Altitude will bring it out. Smith up the wing to Hughes Goyette. Touched her outside looking for Morel, but it's well read by Shepherd, and it's a chance now for Burnaby at the other end. Ward knocks it past Temple, puts on the Jets, gets herself into the box. She's going to go for goal, and that's a leg save by Paperny to turn that one away. Watched Holly Ward enough to know that even though she looked to her inside, she was only going to go for goal there and go for the shot. Paperny, though, more than a match. Keeping that one out from Ward and keeping it as a 3-goal game as we move into the last 5 minutes here at Burnaby Lake. Rogers over again to take the corner here for the home side. Good delivery there from Rogers. Lopez couldn't direct that on goal, but it fell into a dangerous position, but Altitude did manage to get the ball away. Can't keep hold of it though, but it's sent up the wing now for Nichols. Nichols puts on the Jet, well covered though by Hayley Bazile. Nichols keeps hold of it, little touch inside. Just runs away from Morel, no one else there for Altitude, and that will just run through to Camelia Zhu, and she quickly sends it up the field. And Russo over playing on the left side of the back line now. Smith. Just slightly too much in that for Rodriguez to keep hold of it. Burnaby break it up and they will build out again. Long ball forward here for Scott. Takes a touch to knocks it away from Smith. Little step over, cut inside, hits the byline, pulls it back, and an unfortunate deflection there off Ava Temple. And in the 43rd minute, it's a Burnaby 4, Altitude 0, and Altitude all at sea at the back. And heavily punished there. Unfortunate for Ava Temple, didn't know too much about it, but that was fantastic work from Ciara Scott to set up that opportunity. And the home side, 4 goals to the good, sitting pretty in this match, and sitting pretty in second in the League 1 BC standings. And their hopes of a home playoff game lie in their own hands now. We'll get more into that into the second half. We saw though against the Whitecaps, Altitude just don't let their heads go down even when they are multiple goals down on the score sheet. They will fight to the end. And here is Tulloch doing just that. Knocks it to the byline. Cuts it back for Morel, who tries to poke that towards goal. It's blocked though by Burnaby, and they get this one clear. Temple tries to send it up the wing to Hughes Goyette, who looks a frustrated figure out there right now for Altitude, it has to be said. Dinza tries to flick that one on. She's on a hat-trick. Moved in to the joint team leader in goals with her 2 this afternoon. The 25-year-old from Surrey has been very good for Burnaby all year. As I mentioned with Olivia Shepherd, it's a very young team, but Shepherd and Dinza, 2 of the older players on the team, if you can call a 25-year-old old. But she's had time at college down at Washington Cougars. She came through the Whitecaps rec system and also featured for Canada at under 17 and under 20 level. So it's some good experience for Burnaby to have in their first season in the league. And the Surrey United product really starting to hit her stride now. Minimum of 2 minutes time to get added on here in the first half. Altitude pushing, trying to see if they can at least reduce the deficit somewhat before half time. Tulloch over to take this one, as she has been for most of the set pieces this afternoon. Plays it inside to Ali, takes a touch, fires it as she spins round towards goal. But Camelia Zhu more than a match. And she'll just hold on to this as the seconds in the first half run down. Is there still time for one last chance for either of these two teams? Altitude right now will just want to get back into the locker room. But they might get one last chance here to try and get on the score sheet before half time, as Morel fouled there, and it's going to give Tulloch the chance from a free kick about 25 yards out, and this time she'll send this one high into the box. Altitude sending bodies forward here. Tulloch goes high, punched away by Zhu. I thought that was going to go high and over, but dipped at the last minute there, and Zhu punches it away. Shepherd flicks it up to Lopez. Lopez just holds on to it, shields that ball so well. Now it's up the wing here for Holly Ward. She's battling away with a couple of Altitude defenders. Got help there from Rogers, and it's going to bring up a throw in. Maya Rogers is going to be over to take this one. It's going to be the last action of the first half here at Burnaby Lake, and it's the home side, Burnaby, with a 4-0 lead over the visiting Altitude. A couple of goals for Shania Dinza, the second of them from the spot. A close range finish from a rebound by Sheila Rasool, and an own goal in the 43rd minute is what has the home side ahead here. We will be back in 15 minutes to see how the second half of this one plays out. In the meantime, go stick the kettle on, grab your biscuit of choice, and we'll be back for the second half here at Burnaby Lake. Welcome back to Burnaby Lake this sunny and warm Saturday afternoon, and it's the home side, Burnaby, with a big 4-goal lead at the half. Shania Dinza with a pair of goals, Sheila Rasool with one and an own goal as well. Altitude, I'm just having a quick look around to see if there's been any half-time subs. Haven't seen any right away, so we'll bring you that if we suddenly discover some players that we weren't expecting in the second half. But Altitude are going to have to come out all guns blazing in this second half to try and slowly claw their way back into this game. And we've already seen in one of our featured games that we did here a 3-goal lead get overturned a couple of weeks ago in the Burnaby Rivers men's match, as Tulloch sends this high into the box. What Altitude probably have going for them, feels like they've mostly got the wind in their favour in the second half, as Morel sends one into the near post, and you will deal with that. So we'll see whether that slight wind advantage will help them. It's coming more in a little bit diagonally. It is beautifully blown in on the back of my neck right now, which I am all for, because it's been a very hot first half here at Burnaby Lake. I'm your match commentator, Michael McCall, and we'll have the call for this one, followed by the men coming up at 3:30. The latest in our L1BC featured games on L1BC YouTube channel. If you want to get in touch during it, we'll let you know how shortly, as Altitude win it back. Tulloch touches that one forward to Hughes Goyette. She runs out of room, and that loose one back looking for Temple, who was slow to react to it. Dinza wasn't though. Holly Ward now cuts it back beautifully from the byline. No takers there, but runs through to Rasool, who fires a shot, and it's blocked, and the rebound falls to Lopez, and Piperni comes up with a save. Fast-paced start to the second half here. All Altitude can do is try and get this one back, 1 goal at a time. And they've won a couple of free kicks in the early going, so they've been good with their set-piece deliveries and taking them this year. And it's Tulloch over it once again. Chips it into the back of the box. It's over the head of everyone. Russo manages to keep it in. Plays it back to Morel. And Altitude trying to keep the pressure on here. Clear goal by Burnaby, and tempted to play that up the line, just can't keep it in. And Altitude will get a throw in midway in the Burnaby half here. Altitude keeping hold of the ball as they try to find some space out there. Rogers though breaks that one up. This will give a chance now for Lopez to get something going here for Burnaby. Ward twists away from that one, but the ball just gets a little bit away from her. And Altitude will get a chance to recycle it and bring it out of the back themselves. A little tug on the back of Rasool's jersey there, and the referee did see it as she was getting away there from Julie Balkan. Chesko will now get a free kick chance for Burnaby to send this high into the box. We've seen great deliveries from Chesko all season long so far. cursed her there because that was not a very good delivery from Chesko, but she gets the ball back, knocks it out to give herself some room, and closed down by Nichols with a big challenge. Quickly on with it though by Chesko. Throwing bounce around in the box. And that's a heavy one for Bauschen to try and keep in. Tulloch tussling away with Chesko. The loose ball falls to Dinsa, who has a hat-trick. Beautiful finish from Shania Dinsa. 51st minute here at Burnaby Lake. And Burnaby go nap over altitude. 5 goals put past Sophia Piperni. She didn't know a lot about that one as the loose ball falls to Shania Dinsa, and she tucks that away with aplomb. Now the team's leading scorer, her 5th of the season. 3 of them come in this afternoon. And Burnaby bouncing back so well here after straight defeats in the last 2 matches. And looking for more as Dinsa, who's been a real handful out there this afternoon. Altitude though will just keep pushing, keep seeing what they can get done here. And a chance there to thread that through to Morel, and just runs away into the arms of Zhu. Fun fact in this one, well, fun to me that loves my stats, none of the 5 goals this afternoon have registered an assist, which is quite incredible. I've been meticulously keeping track of the assists all year as well. We'll publish a full list of those come the end of the season. As Balkan plays it in, Morel plays in Hughes Goyette now, an important foot over there, but the flag up on the far side. It would have been offside anyway. And here we go, Burnaby again. Holly Ward knocks it to the byline, cuts it back, looking for Lopez, but tempo there to get a big boot on that and send that one away. Smith tries to send it forward, but it's just white shirts that are there. And Burnaby really playing with a pep in their step now. Ali tries to bring that forward. As a nice attempt there by Lopez to win that back, but Altitude keep it alive. Ali plays it forward. It's cut out though by Burnaby. And Molly Quarry forced back under the attention of Balkan there. Now Ciara Scott streaking forward here for Burnaby. looks up at what options are there, plays it out to Rasul. She's already got 1 goal to her name this afternoon. Cut inside there, looking to try and get the shot off. And Rasul with a heavy, comes right through the back there, Sophia Nichols. And Altitude will bring it out once again. The wind just blow my notes away there for a second, but we're back. Deceptively strong wind out there, but as I said, it's going to be very pleasant for the players because it is very hot down on the pitch. As Nichols cuts inside for Altitude. Rodriguez, first timer out. That's maybe asking a lot of Tulloch, who did her very best to get to it. Avery Tulloch's had a fantastic game again this afternoon out there. Consistently standout performer for Altitude this year as we get the first substitution for Burnaby here in the 57th minute, and it's one of their goal scorers, Sheila Rasul, that is making way. And it's the number 11, Kirsten Colemel, that has come on for Burnaby for the last half hour and a bit of this game. The 21-year-old plays her college soccer with Regina Cougars. Just finished 3 years there, and here's a chance for Boughton. Well read though by Quarry. Colemel gets her first touch of the game. Flicks it forward, and Temple immediately under pressure, as is Russo here, and she's going to have to play this all the way back to Piperni. Rodriguez plays this one out and tried to get kept in there from Hayley Bazile. And that's a loose one there from Temple. Ward intercepts it. Puts on the jets to try and get away. Cuts it back nicely to Lopez, who turns, trying to make room for the shot. Ali, though, doing well to close it down. Comes back in, though, and Chesko with the long-range effort. Nice idea, and just whizzes past the right-hand post, but Piperni had that covered every step of the way. Hughes going out, trying to get something going. Nothing really coming off for Altitude this afternoon. They've enjoyed a big bulk of the possession, the North Shore side, but they've not really been able to do much creatively with it, and a lot of their attacks fallen away even before they get into the final third. And they've just lacked any penetration in that final third. Carmelia Hughes had quite an easy afternoon of it out there, as Altitude's playoff hopes hanging in the balance now. Big game coming up next Sunday, as mentioned, against TSS Rovers. If they can get a win there, they at least give themselves a chance, and they're going to have to make TSS close out the season. But goal difference could yet factor into this. So they have to keep pushing. They have to try and get some goals out there. Long ball forward for Bouchen to try and chase down. Quarry plays this one out to Bazile. Oh, Bazile grabbed around the throat there. Understandably not happy with that challenge from Bouchen, and I was wondering if a yellow card was coming out. I think that's a very deserved booking there for Julia Bouchen. Hands all the way around the throat there, Hayley Bazile. He did well not to react anymore, but I think you just seen the frustration coming in a little bit from the 16-year-old. Burnaby get on with the free kick as we move into the last half hour of this one, just past the hour mark here. It's been a dominant display from Burnaby if you're just joining us. 5 goals to the good. They were 4 up by half time. They've added to it in the second half. The lady on the ball just playing the ball back there. Shania Dinza with a hat trick this afternoon. The ball goes forward, looking to try and play in Dinza again. Scott heads it forward. Ward now gets away again from Smith. Holly Ward into the byline, goes for the shot at the near post, and it's turned away there by Piperny. It's just constant threats from Burnaby every time they break here. They look likely to add to their tally. And another set piece opportunity for the home side. It's a good high delivery into the box, on to the head there of Quarry, but she can't direct that down, and it's high and over for another altitude goal kick. As we get another substitution here for Burnaby. Making way is number 9, Kira Scott. Coming on is the number 21. I'll just check that that is the same 21 that I've got written down here. So my app just playing up a little bit. Yeah, Katie Richardson, the Ottawa SFU player, coming on wearing the number 21 jersey as Tulloch on the ball just now. And Dinza looking to see if she could be in again there, but it just runs too far ahead of her and into the arms of Piperny. Like battling away there, and Altitude are going to get a chance here at a free kick. Tulloch sending it in to the box, and the referee not happy, telling her, I told you to wait for the whistle, as she was still talking to the wall. Well, if you can call one person a wall, but the person that was standing anyway. She's just wanting to make sure it's the full 10 yards for Coral Mel. And Tulloch will go again here in the 65th minute. Chips it into the edge of the box. It's headed by Bazile out to Colmel, who just gets a boot on it anywhere. It's going to come straight back in. Tulloch touch inside to Ali. Little give and go there. Tulloch's got room to get a good cross in here. It's well read though by Chesko. Given away though back to Tulloch, who goes for goal. And Zhu, who had a blocked view of that one, got over well to save at her near post. It's the best opportunity of the game so far for Altitude, coming in the 66th minute. I mentioned about the big game Altitude have next Sunday against TSS. It should also be noted TSS in action 2 days before that one as well in our next featured game here on L1BC's YouTube channel. It's TSS Burnaby in the men and women's division, coming up from Swangard this Friday evening, July 5th. So 2 games in 3 days for TSS that could very well decide their playoff hopes. Rodriguez chips that one forward. It's headed clear. Dinza skips away from the challenge of 2 Altitude players there to keep this one alive. Lopez again, good hustle and bustle there from Lopez. I've liked what I've seen from her out there this afternoon. Dariela Lopez, just 17 years old, from Burnaby. She has committed to SFU Red Leafs for the coming college season. I think Carlo Basso's got a very good prospect there. Smith now trying to get this one going up the right hand side. It's read by Shepherd. She's been tremendous out there this afternoon for Burnaby. When you're giving players of the game, you're obviously not going to look past hat-trick hero Shania Dinza, who's in looking for a 4th there. But Chesko and Shepherd have been excellent in maybe unsung roles for them this afternoon. Smith now tries to play that up the wing. It breaks for Hughes Goyette, but the flag up on the far side. And that's going to break that one up for Altitude as we move past the midway point of the second half now. Into the last quarter of the game, and we're going to get another couple of substitutions. Making way for Altitude as number 2, Sophia Nichols. And Julia Bouchin, the number 37, making way as well. Alana Dulong, the number 3, coming on for Altitude, along with number 7, Sophia Kramer. And Hayley Bazile, the number 12, making way for Burnaby. And she's replaced by number 26, Isabella Santoianni. I'm not sure if you can hear how much the wind has picked up. It has certainly picked up in this second half. I, for one, am certainly not complaining. Hopefully it's not getting picked up too much, though, on the mics here. Altitude still pushing, still trying to get something from this game as Chesko does again such a good job in bossing that midfield, but it's won back by Altitude. Morel plays that out, looking for Hughes Goyette, who just couldn't get there in time, and that's going to be out for a throw-in for the home side, midway in their own half. As we're going to get another substitution, and this is one I've been really looking forward to seeing. The number 29, Isabella Bertini, is set to come on for Burnaby. Tell you a little bit more about her once the substitution is made. Colmel, touch inside Nice ball forward here for Lopez to try and chase down. She gets onto it. First time delivery into the box. It just eludes Dinza, and Ward in at the back. She can't keep that one down though, and it's high and over. Burnaby not quite making their substitution just yet. Russo looked for the long ball forward, but as has been the case, and really the story of this game is there's been no space given out there by this Burnaby side. They've been dominant really in every single aspect of this game. And DeLong now gets the ball. The sub for Altitude plays it back to Ali. Chips that one forward, it's cut out by Quarry. Tulloch trying to cause more damage out there. Ali quickly on with the throw-in. Kramer. Sophia Kramer plays her football for SFU, sorry, for UBC. Oh, they'll kill me at the Thunderbirds for saying that. As we get a sub now, and it's making way as the number 17, Holly Ward. And coming on is number 33, Isabella Bertini. As Altitude pushing still. He's going fighting to try and get something to happen. And Bertini in the thick of the action right away. Plays that forward to Dinza. Referee late with the whistle there. Didn't like the challenge there from Isabella Bertini. So the reason I mentioned that I'm looking forward to seeing Isabella Bertini is occasionally do the commentary for the FTF Canada combines that they have here in Vancouver. And Isabella Bertini, when I was doing them last year, certainly stood out for me. So I was very excited to see that she was on the Burnaby FC roster for the second part of this League 1BC season. The 18-year-old attacking midfielder out of Burnaby FC's BC SPL side. She's committed to Calgary Dinos for the upcoming college season. So the Dinos certainly have a good addition there. As Colemel sends a dangerous ball into the back. It was neither a shot nor a cross in the end from Kirsten Colemel. Just going back to Isabella Bertini for a second. She made her League One debut last week, playing the second half in the defeat by Harbourside. And watch, if she gets a chance to have a shot at goal, she has a rocket of a shot as well. So that's something to keep an eye on from the number 33. Just now though, it's Molly Quarry over with a throw, and she plays that one forward. It's chested down by Dinza. Lee Tregoning keeping Dinza on out there, feeling, I think, that she can probably add to her tally this afternoon, as Altitude are going to get set to make a couple of substitutions of their own here. She sends that out wide to Bertini. She can't keep that in, and that will now give a chance here for Altitude to make their double substitution. One of them going off is number 18, Selena Ali, and coming on is number 23, Hina Rai. Also making way is number 19, Maya Morel, and coming on is number 35, Trinity Chow. Chow, a 20-year-old defender, plays her college football for Queen's Gale. And Hina Rai is making her debut this afternoon. The 16-year-old plays with Langley United. Under 17 Premier Cup winner Langley United, I should mention as well. Heading off to Nationals in Edmonton in August. As Bertini on the ball, sends that one high into the box. DeLong there to meet it, sends it out. And it's headed clear by Rye.
Coming into the game, number 35, Trinity Chow. Coming out of the game, number 19, Maya Morel in the 17th minute.
Plays out to Quarry into the last 14 minutes of this one. Feels like Altitude may have stemmed the tide a little bit. Don't want to speak too soon and jinx them. Excellent long ball forward there for Colmel to try and chase down. Russo though battling away there with Colmel, and the decision goes against the Burnaby sub for a little push in the back. Great long ball forward though by Santuyani. Almost nipped away there from Bertini. Tulloch tries to poke that up the line to DeLong, but takes a touch off Quarry, and it's out as we get another substitution. One for each side. They're coming thick and fast here and making way. It's number 6, Eva Rodriguez, handing over the captain's armband to Avery Tulloch. And for Burnaby, making way, number 3, Maya Rogers. And coming on, no respite for Altitude as they bring on who was the leading scorer for Burnaby heading into this one, Reagan McKenzie. 4 goals and 2 assists to her name for the season. Number 21, Alex Paul, incidentally, coming on for Altitude at the switch there. As there's some rain coming down in the air now as well. We've had a bit of everything this afternoon here at Burnaby Lake. We'll see how these changes may have helped things going a little bit. Bertini shielding that well, and big boot up the field for McKenzie to try and chase down. She's in a foot race with Paul, the battle of the 2 most recent subs. Nicely flicked on. Tulloch plays that forward, but over so fast to shut that down as Santuyani. But she gets that one taken off her feet there. And the shot coming in from Sophia Kramer. Set to move into the last 10 minutes here at Burnaby Lake. The home side, 5 goals to the good. in what's been a dominant display. It's been a good second half performance from Altitude. They haven't let their heads go down. They've pushed to the very end, and they feel they can get something still from this. Maybe obviously not a win in 5 goals in 10 minutes, but reduce the goal deficit at least a little bit. As Mackenzie tries to thread that through to Bertini. Bertini right on the ankles there of Russo. Altitude though, move it over to the right hand side. They'll get something going themselves, and looking to try and play in Smith. Important touch of Chesko. It was a 3-1 victory back at the start of June in the first meeting between these two teams on a very wet, sodden Dreek day, as we would call it in Scotland, on the North Shore. This has been a much more dominant performance though by Burnaby this afternoon. Are they just resting for their 5 while they keep pushing for more? Well, Altitude reduce the deficit a little bit here in the closing moments. In terms of standings right now, Burnaby up to second with the victory today. 6 points behind the Whitecaps. They've got 2 matches left to play. They've got a 2-point lead over Unity, who also have 2 matches left to play. Burnaby's last 2 against TSS this Friday, and then on July 14th against Vancouver Whitecaps at Thunderbird Stadium. Altitude stay in 5th on 10 points, level with TSS, who occupy that 4th and final playoff spot. They'll only have 1 game to go after this, as I mentioned, against TSS. And importantly for goal difference right now, TSS on -11, Altitude on -15. So anything Altitude can get in this one, along with a couple of goals win against TSS next Sunday, would at least still give them some hope out there. TSS have a game against Rivers, and then a trip to Nanaimo to take on Harbourside to finish off their season after that meeting next weekend at Kinsman Field. Dinza, the hat-trick hero, powering forward, plays that out lovely to Bertini. Bertini takes the touch inside, sends a dangerous ball into the box to Mackenzie, who goes for goal, and it's well saved by Piperni. DeLong making the run there, and the long ball forward not forthcoming. And it's won back by Dinza now for Burnaby. She's powering forward, she's got options either side, goes for Lopez to her right, but Tulloch back doing a fantastic defensive shift. Colemel now with the throw-in, gets the return ball back from Quarry. DeLong battling away, challenging out there, and just takes a little touch of DeLong in the end, and it's going to bring up a throw here, which Colemel will go for the long one. Plays it into the box, flicked clear for now at least by Kramer. And the danger comes back in as it's flicked on by Bertini, looking to try and play in Mackenzie, but Piperni quickly off her line to smother the danger there. Ball chipped forward there, looking again for Mackenzie, but well read and cut out by Temple. as Smith and Chesko really battling that out on the sideline there, and decision goes against Chesko. And that'll bring up a chance for Altitude in the last 5 minutes here. He hit something going. Here's Alex Paul trying to send the high ball forward. That was very well read and blocked though. Martini tries to thread that through for Dinza, but Russo over to deal with the danger. Dariela Lopez, I mentioned some of the players that probably won't get the play of the game credits because it's obviously going to go to the hat-trick hero Shania Dinza, but Dariela Lopez has really impressed me this afternoon for Burnaby. It's about the time of the game where we like to do our unofficial AFTN players of the game. So for Altitude, have to give it to Avery Tulloch. She has put in one hell of a shift this afternoon. As Mackenzie tries to keep this one in, she can't though, it just runs behind. So Avery Tulloch, for me, the Altitude player of the game, deserves all the plaudits going her way today. She has not given up from start to finish and is still battling away out there. And Shania Dinza for Burnaby and the overall AFTN player of the game. 3 goals and a good performance all round. Some hat-tip performances though to Lopez, Chesko and Olivia Shepherd as well for Burnaby. Colmel tries to play that through to Mackenzie, just too many black shirts in the way. Dinza picks up the loose ball, gives it to Lopez, she's going to go for goal, it's a long range effort and it almost snaked through the arms there of Piperni, but she gets it at the second effort. Dariela Lopez, fantastic long range strike there. Temple plays that forward for Smith. Good defensive play though by Burnaby, and again nipping in there, but won back by Paul. Hughes Goyette now tried to turn and thread that one through for Tulloch, but it was broken up by Burnaby. And a little kick there on Rye, and that's going to bring out another booking in the match here from referee Sydney Berridge, this time going to the number 11 for Burnaby, Kirsten Colmel. Don't know why I keep wanting to call her Kristen. Into the last 2 minutes, Russo standing over the free kick here. Plays it short pass forward to DeLong. She's got room ahead to drive. Nice little flick outside to Tulloch. Played back in there looking for DeLong, who pushing the back there. I should challenge for that. Referee not seeing that as unfair. Santoyani with a little shove, doing just enough to put off Alana DeLong. Quarry plays that forward to Mackenzie. Touch and a turn from the 4-goal player from the season. Inside to Dinza, who was looking to add to her 3 goals this afternoon with another shot there. Piperni though more than a match for that. Temple sends it up the right wing. It's read and cut out though by Burnaby. Colmel immediately under pressure from DeLong. She's forcing a few turnovers now by Burnaby, but they're very quick to recover and pick the ball back up again. As Mackenzie holds the ball up, plays it back to Dinza. She's holding off Tulloch. Avery Tulloch still nipping away there at Dinza. Does enough to win the ball back, and she was looking for the return pass there, and that's just unlucky there from Tulloch.
official has indicated that there will be a
minimum of 3 minutes to get added on in this one. Still just enough time for Altitude to maybe get something back, reduce the deficit, help their goal difference a little bit. They have to keep pushing to do that. Kramer brings it down, looked for the little cheeky back flick there to Tulloch, just didn't quite come off. Altitude though, keep it alive. Kramer turns away, this time she does get it out to Tulloch on the left, but Tulloch just straight offside and the flag up very quickly on the far side there. Burnaby just happy to run as much time as they can off the clock now, just want to get into the locker room. Good afternoon at the office for Lee Tregoning's side. But Altitude are still pushing long ball. It's asking a lot from Maya Smith to try and chase down. She's put in a very good shift as well this afternoon, it has to be said, for Altitude. Tulloch. Little flick outside to Paul. Tulloch making the overlapping run for the return pass. Instead it gets played through into the middle. Now it will come out to Hughes Goyette. Heavy first touch though from Hughes Goyette. And Santoyani over to clear that one. Tulloch will get an opportunity here to send the corner in. This might be the last chance for Altitude to try and find a goal this afternoon. To the near post by Tulloch, it's headed clear just to the edge of the box. It's chested down, but that's a loose one given away there by Chow, who recovers to get a foot on that and break it up, but that was possibly the last opportunity of the afternoon for the visitors here. Tulloch flicks that one up into the air. It's just head tennis out there just now. Lopez eventually brings it down. Tries to play that through to Bertini, who, after my big build-up, hasn't had a chance to get on the ball too much since she's come on as a sub. But definitely one to watch in future games this year, so make note of that. And the referee blows the final whistle here at Burnaby Lake, and it finishes in a comprehensive 5-goal victory for the home side. A hat-trick from Shania Dinza, a goal from Sheila Rasool, and an own goal as well. Burnaby were 4 goals to the good at half-time. It finishes 5-0. Burnaby move into second in the League 1BC standings. And for Altitude, all they can do now is win their final game next Sunday against TSS Rovers, and then hope that that might be enough to get them into the playoffs. It's going to be tough for them to make it, but it's not going to be tough for the men, who have a chance to go second if they get a point this afternoon, or top if they can win against Burnaby in the match that's coming up at 3:30. You don't want to miss that one. I'll have the call here on League 1BC's YouTube channel. Until next time, thank you for watching, thank you for supporting League 1BC, and we'll catch you at the pitch again soon.